And there we are again. Okay, I hope you had a very interesting 40 minutes to discuss what has happened during this project on the digital journey. I know one of two groups had problems with the connections. Apologies for this. It happens, it happens, it happens. But nevertheless, let's go back to Margreet and you introduce the groups, and they have 1 minute. That is extremely short to tell us what happened in the group.
Yes, Matthijs, are you ready to share with us what happened in your group? What did you discuss and what is your takeaway?
Yes.
Yes, they were met.
Perfect.
And that was good. A lot of interest. And I think not a difficult question to answer was, but it was a broad question. Was it, what challenges do we have? And one challenge that we have is, one is to activate the users and make them from passive visitors, turn them into active users that are also contributing to the community and helping others. And the second is the business model. We need an income stream to sustain it. And we don't want to rely on donors for maybe for the first couple of years, but not forever. And that's something we are still developing. And we also want to help our partners in the countries where we operate to develop a financial sustainable system.
Thank you so much. Lots to do and lots to cooperate on with all the partners. What did Group 2 discuss?
Elena, are you there?
We should have a little bit of music in between. You know.
Maybe we can sing.
Let's see. Elena was not a problem last time, so let's see if it works this time. Maybe we should freeze, you know, stand really still so people think like, oh, nothing's happening.
Pretend that the internet is...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Crew.
Hey,
yes, Elena! Oh, I'm so happy to see everybody today. All right, go ahead.
Well, what we discussed during the breakout is I showed the slides and I showed the prototype which we have developed together with Word Systems, the company who developed the user experience and helped consult us on the best ways to bring this website forward so that it is sustainable. And we had a lot of comments and questions in the Q&A section about how we're going to fund it, what are the members, is there going to be a restriction on who can join as a member, what sort of digital tools can be posted. And we had a lot of these discussions beforehand, and now it certainly gives us even more to think about and to bring on the table. But the general is that, you know, we have no intention of limiting the membership, and we just hope to have it as open as possible for any digital tools, any digital innovations that are serving the good cause. So it's all the nonprofit sector, be that humanitarian or development and forward. And I now saw that there were some links posted in the Q&A. So we'll certainly, as a group, be reviewing them and seeing what we can learn from them, what we can, who we can collaborate with to promote this further.
It's when things get real, right? When people start asking questions and you have to give the answers, then the project suddenly becomes real. Group number 3.
Luca.
Let's see if we can get him on screen. Yes.
Yes.
Tell us, yes.
Yeah, it was a very interesting session, actually, also with the support of our colleague Six De Haan from MCNV. We co-facilitated, actually what we did, we presented the framework that we have developed. We showed also more like the details of the different components, and we discussed also about how this could be possibly used, and explained that we really want to start the testing phase right now. I was happy to see quite a lot of interest actually from the participants in joining the next phase. So actually a question from my side to you is whether you can actually after collect these inputs from people who are interested and then give back to us, because we couldn't exchange contact at this stage. And of course, we also got some extra tips on other resources that we could look at to include in the framework. So yeah, very, very helpful, and I think very positive. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Can I ask the people that actually wanted to get in touch just to put their name in the chat right now? Then you can pick them up from there. So this is still the time for a little bit of interaction. So feel free to, send comments, but also let's get in touch in the public chat right now. All right, group number 4.
Jeroen.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
That's good, because we were one of the groups that had some technical issues at the start, so we had a slow start, but our first conclusion was relatively easy. Everyone is convinced that data is very important and we can collect and use and share data much more effective. But the question is how to do that in a local environment. And as we all heard about the short video of Mohamed, the trial in Mali of really changing the culture and try to look beyond a project deadline and project horizon and try to share data, it's a culture change. And that's happening. That group in Mali is expanding now with 7 organizations. So that's quite promising. Very important also was that there are a lot of questions and concerns about the ethical aspects. We had some nice examples from Bangladesh and Pakistan. And it's very important, but also we don't need to find out the wheel, because a lot of international organizations, for example, OCHA and others, they have all kinds of blueprints and guidelines how to deal with that issue. The role of donors can be much more stronger and important by guiding programs and tell them to share data and do that in a responsible way. And for that, the working group that is still now in their 3rd session meetings, they are establishing guidelines for DGS to incorporate in tenders and other kind of programs to put attention for this data issue. So the next steps, the cultural change program in Mali is going on. It's not finished. We are at the start. The pilot of the Mali data initiative will be expanded to another region. And finally, the guidelines, we are in close cooperation with DGS to achieve some results soon and share that with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's a lot has been achieved in this project for sure, and I'm glad to hear that it will expand and the information is being shared across the sector. Group number 5. Was this the group that had problems? But no, unfortunately, apologies to everybody involved. Group number 5 could not connect. So, but we go with group number 6 here.
Selma.
Yes, Selma.
Well, it's a bit of an ironic bridge, because group 6 could also not connect during the breakout session itself. So I did the presentation, but unfortunately we didn't have the chance to exchange a lot about how this idea could be beneficial. So Margreet, help me out.
I think we will ask the technique if it's possible to show the video of your presentation later on. So we make sure that still people can get in touch with you and us to see how to proceed from here.
Yes, and it goes for everybody who wanted to get information. You can already drop your contacts in the chat right now, but next week we'll send an overview of information, contact people, slides were available, video were available as well. So it's too bad it didn't work, but we'll try and connect everybody we can.
Shows all the more the relevance of doing these kind of digital journeys, I guess.
Absolutely. Partos is on a digital journey as well. There you go. All right, in that case, we're going to group number 7.
Leonie.
And let's hope Leonie can connect. Yes. Hi, Leonie.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Good. So we were unfortunately also a group with technical challenges, I'm afraid. We thought that maybe the first learning initiative to share how to be patient online. Nice start. But I was happy to be connected to people who are connected to people who are capacity builders in remote settings. So I do hope they picked up a little bit of the essence of what we are trying to do. A few things that were raised in our group was, how can we involve those users that we are really aiming to find, those that really have experience in remote settings and who would like to share these experiences or learn from other experiences. And indeed, Annette spoke in this group about how the DRC.
Oh dear. Well, I think I got the main gist. Connecting to people with experience in remote learning. Ah, you're back. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Maybe I should turn off my camera because it seems to
well,
be
it works now.
much.
So finish your sentences and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We also had some ideas on whether people are really always online or if they're partly online and partly offline. So whether they're able to connect. And in general, we'd just like to make a call to anyone involved in learning and development in your organizations. Please connect us to them because they will be able to connect us further. So let's hope that will do for now.
Fantastic. And so let's all try and connect the best people in this field so that what comes out of the Dutch NGOs is the best remote learning tool that you can imagine. You know, we have to aim high. We're wrapping this up. There is all the action group people basically also rated each other on something called the 9 digital principles for development. And they're going to be posted in the chat here, linked to the 9 digital principles for development. Just, you know, everybody worked hard, but apparently one group was the group that scored highest on the 9 principles. They probably got them all 9. That was group number 2. Create a platform marketplace for digital solutions. So congratulations there. You actually followed all the rules. So thank you again very much. And we're going to wrap up this conference. But join me here. 3 long sessions with theories, discussions, philosophies, practical examples, a lot of connection problems. But again, we did connect a lot of people to each other and to this event. What is your conclusion after these 2 days?
Well, to be honest, I can't conclude. It was overwhelming, it was inspiring, and it's too much to assimilate. And I think I would have not learned nothing if I'm going to conclude now and say tell about the way ahead. I'm wanting to use all the inputs we have got, but also inviting everybody to keep giving inputs. We had, at the very beginning of this festival, yesterday, we mentioned that there were participants from more than 50 countries. Yes. I just learned that of the 700 registrations, we had 420 people actively participating in the festival. And there might be some more lurkers, but at least we have 420 people really actively participating.
So that's incredibly high number and for online events. Very well done.
So I'm very, very happy with it. And again, it gave us such a lot of rich input and ideas. And I hope that's, I'm not talking for myself, but also for the participants. At the same time, I like to start with humility. I feel humble because, of course, we make mistakes, organizationally, technically, and maybe also in the words we use, and there might be some sensitivities, like the colors of images we use being white myself and using pictures of black people, these kind of sensitivities, we learned from it. And I started by saying this, opening this festival, it's an uphill battle and long journey. And so we have had many steep learning curves. And of course, we had a number of failures. But I think, and I'm trusting in our resilience and our creativity to learn from these failures. And so I keep saying, let's fail forward, because we need to make failures. Otherwise, we won't move forward. That as a general introduction. But summarizing for the moment, and I would need all 26 letters of the alphabet, and I only use 3, A, B, C. It's acting, balancing, and connecting. If we want internet, digital tools, data, artificial intelligence for all, we need to ensure that it's created and be made by all. And I think that's maybe the key lesson we have heard here, and we have seen a lot of examples of people and groups that really designed things which again make me very, very enthusiastic. It's also a balancing act, because several speakers, of the great speakers, by the way, of these 2 days, several speakers refer to our energy we spent on accusing and referring to the big powers and the highway of internet. And the advice was not to spend too much energy, but design our own road network, and also come up with alternatives. I think that's also a balancing act. And so better create a multitude of local infrastructures, and let's use the answers on the community level and create an enabling environment to address a number of challenges, as was discussed this morning: literacy, affordability, inclusion, exclusion, policies. And finally, connecting. Today, we saw 2 different approaches. One approach was assembling, getting a lot of brilliant, inspiring digital initiatives and innovations from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. And really, again, I noticed that many people were very enthusiastic with very good ideas, and now the question is how to connect to these ideas and initiatives, and not to overrule it. We also saw another approach, and that came from our Dutch membership. That was a digital journey. They also addressed a number of challenges, came up with ideas, and they have a number of proposals and approaches developed, prototypes developed, and it's open for use. So they're looking for partnering with all the other participants and others. So these are 2 approaches, and I think we need to connect these approaches. And secondly, another way of connecting is Partos is an association of 105 NGOs, structures, corporate structures. And I think maybe another big lesson of today and of these 2 days is let's not focus too much on structures. Organizations don't work together, it's people. So let's learn how to cooperate, to collaborate throughout all these structures, throughout all structures, all sectors. And let's look for people that want to team up with us. I think that's really a lesson, again, for today. And I can't design the road ahead. As again, I'm looking for inputs, and we have to assimilate all these outcomes of this festival. But we'll approach it from 4 angles, also using the inputs of these 2 days. One is inclusion. We'll keep focusing on the aspect of inclusion, making use of all waves. The Me Too wave, the Shift the Power wave, the Black Lives Matter waves. These are all angers that come from exclusion and misuse of power. And let's support these waves, but also tap on or facilitate the energy that's in there. That's about inclusion. Last year, we had a festival, and it was in inclusion, and we saw a lot of power by people that were discriminated. And secondly, we had a lot of women-made solutions of man-made problems. I think that's also about inclusion, exclusion. The second angle on which we'll follow up is on new ways of cooperation, and I referred already to it. New ways of cooperation enabled by digital tools and data, but also looking at the different structures, cooperative structures. And Jeremy Heimans, I think he gave a lot of examples how to revisit our model and our thinking. Thirdly, we look at data and digital innovation. I don't want to elaborate. This was the 2 days about. And I think I've forgotten. Oh, and that's on civic power. This all was about digital civic power. And again, I don't want to elaborate on it. I think we touched upon it very often. We have a lot of power. Let's unlock all this power. Let's connect to people that might not have been able or in the position to harness their and to use their power. And everyone is powerful. Every person is powerful. It's, of course, structures that limit their power. So let's unleash this power, mobilize this power, and the world will be much better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, what a splendid note to end this conference on. So, digital civic power for all. Ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping it up here from the main screen. We're leaving the chat open for a bit and the chat carousel. So hang around, chat, talk to each other, and most of all, send us ideas of what we could do better, what connections you want to make. We will try to help you wherever we can. So thank you again. Thank you for the whole crew here, to all the speakers and everybody that connected to this event. It was a wonderful experience.
Thanks to a great host, Monique.
Switch off the cameras. Thank you.